Hello, welcome back to the Boardgames 4K YouTube channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and we generally talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we're going to be continuing our run through of our top 100 board games of all time. This is going to be number 40 down to 31, and obviously when you get down to your top 100 board games, they're all going to be fantastic. We only going to include games on this list that we've played or we've owned in the past. Obviously, we haven't owned all the games that have ever been released. So if your top 100 games aren't on this list, then tell us what they are in the comments below. Remember, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below. Give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you after this. Board Games 4K. So number 40 on this list is a game by Bruno Cathala. It's Abyss, and in this game you will be trying to exert the maximum amount of influence on these more courtly personalities, but in the depths of the ocean you'll be trying to collect these pearls that will allow you to take actions. You'll be trying to take control of different locations to give you a certain amount of victory points. It is a wonderful game. You've got the two expansions. You've got the Leviathan expansion and you've got the Kraken expansion, which adds more locations into the mix, adds more characters into the mix. And whilst this game didn't get, I don't think it got a buzz that it deserved back when it was first released, but it sort of flew under the radar. But we still like Abyss. We've done a run through this, we've done a review of this. Go and check them out, and that's our number 40. So our number 39 on this list is a game that has got the D&D logo slapped on it, but it's got nothing to do with D&D. It's Lords of Waterdeep, and essentially this is just a bog standard worker placement game that took the world by storm, and we really like it. You'll be taking on the role of these sort of not Lords of Waterdeep, but you'll be working for the Lords of Waterdeep. That you'll be employing these different types of fantasy characters like wizards, thieves, fighters, and all that sort of stuff, and you'll be placing your workers out on the board to try and hire these characters that will go out on quests to get you points, right? And it's a very basic worker placement game, but for some reason, I don't know what it is, maybe it's the aesthetic of it, or maybe it is the D&D fit, I don't know, but we really like Lords of Waterdeep. There's an essential expansion called the Scoundrels of Skullport. If you've got the game and you haven't got that, you need to get that. It's an essential purchase. So it's one of our favourite worker placement games of all time. That's Lords of Waterdeep. So number 38 on this list is a tower defence game. It's Carnival Zombie, and this was meant to be getting a second edition. It hasn't turned up yet, but it's one of our favourite tower defence games of all time. It's sort of like Castle Panic on steroids. Everybody takes control of a character. You're going to be playing with 6 characters no matter what, so if there's 3 players, you're going to take 2 characters, and there's 2 sections of the game. There's going to be the portion where you're going to be bolstering your defences. The zombies will attack you, and then you'll be running through the cities of Venice, trying to sort of escape, and there's different scenarios at the end game, so you might have to escape over a bridge or via a boat or whatever. And if I could sum this game up, it would be Left 4 Dead, the video game, the board game, right? Left 4 Dead, the board game. It feels like that. It really does deserve a second edition. They've been promising it for ages. It hasn't materialised, and I think this game's quite hard to get hold of. So, but if you can find it, it is absolutely wonderful. The rule book's not that great because it is translated directly from Italian, but once you get over that, once you watch a run through from one of the multitude of board game reviews these days, then Carnival Zombie is a fantastic tower defence game. Number 37 on this list is another worker placement game. It is Pillars of the Earth, and essentially what you'll be doing in this game, you'll be building the cathedral in some, I think it's by based on a book by Ken Follett, I think. Well, I've never read the book, but whatever. Anyway, the cathedral's being built in the centre of the board, and you'll be sending out your builders and your master builders to do different actions like, I don't know, gain materials, or, you know, the usual worker placement fare. But the thing that separates this from the other worker placement games out there is the sort of, you'll be throwing all your builders into a bag, and you'll be sort of essentially be bidding for turn order, and then once turn order is established, you'll be working your way through this sequence in order, and that turn order bidding system really does elevate the game above all the other worker placement games. And we love Pillars of the Earth. It's a very simple game. If you love your worker placement games, it's really nice and simple and quite short. It takes about an hour to play this one. It really is a classic Euro, and we love it, and that is Pillars of the Earth. Number 36 on this list is a semi-cooperative zombie bloodfest. It is Dead of Winter. This has now got 2 expansions. You've got the Dead of Night expansion, I think it's called, 2 expansions, and you've got the Long Night expansion, which adds more stuff, and then you've got the Warring Colonies expansion, which sort of separates the game out into 2 colonies, and then you can have it out with each other. It's got Bubbles the monkey in it, it's got a hidden traitor, it's got a load of zombies, and it's a fantastic game. Maybe it's a little bit clunky in the rule set. Once you chuck the expansions in, it does get a little bit bloated. So, but the thing is, it's the expansion is modular, so you can pick and choose what you want, what you don't want. It's probably the quintessential cooperative zombie experience. Maybe it's the only cooperative zombie experience, but it's a fantastic game. That's Dead of Winter. That's our number 36. Number 35 on this list is a dice chucking gambling game. It's Las Vegas. It's just got a 2nd edition reprint called Las Vegas Royale. But the original game was fantastic, but the 2nd edition, the Royale version, is super fantastic, yeah. So what you'll be doing, you'll be rolling your dice. You'll be choosing a number and placing all the dice of that number on a casino and taking an action associated with that casino in the 2nd edition we're talking about, yeah. But it's about majority, so it's an area control sort of game. Whoever's got the most die of a certain number on that casino will get the cash that that casino has generated, right? But if there's a tie, then the player with the next highest majority will take the cash. That is the thing, and it's a fantastic game. Everybody loves this. Everybody I played this with loves Las Vegas. That is our number 35. So number 34 on this list is a Stefan Feld game. It is Trajan, right? So in this game, you'll be taking the control of the sort of a Roman sort of, I don't know, legionary or whatever it is. You'll be taking, it's an abstract game anyway, right? You'll be taking control of a abstract personality, and you'll be trying to send your armies out onto the board to conquer realms. You'll be trying to have control in the Senate. You'll be trying to build buildings in a strange sort of way, and then you'll be trying to ship stuff out onto the international markets and whatever. It's an abstract game. The theme is lacking, but the mental juggling, the puzzle aspect of this game is second to none. It's not Stefan Feld's best game, right, but it's still a fantastic game. And if you like these sort of what people like to call point salads, then you will love Trajan, and that is our number 34. So number 33 on this list is a racing game. It's a cycling racing game. It is Flam Rouge, and the reason this isn't higher up on the list, because we do like it, we really do like it, but the reason this ain't higher up on the list is because we feel that it is a sort of a bit of plagiarism occurred when this was made. It's a copy of Ave Caesar and Unreif and Bright, and they've combined the best bits of those games into this. But it's still great. It's very, very simple. You've got 2 riders, and you'll be playing cards onto each rider, and they'll be moving forward across the board. But there's hazards and stuff. It's got 2 expansions. It's got the Peloton expansion, which has nothing to do with that really sad sort of iPad on a bike stuff, right? And then you've got the Meteor expansion, which adds weather and all that sort of thing. It's very simple. It's a modular board, so you'll be constructing the track in it any which way you want. And we really, really like Flam Rouge. Just a case of, seems to have borrowed elements from other games. If it hadn't have done that, it would have been higher on the list. But it's still a wonderful racing game, and that is Flam Rouge. So number 32 on this list is a game that I didn't think we'd like this one, but it's got roll and move. It's got that random die roll stuff. It's Xia, Legends of a Drift System. But we ended up liking this. We had our doubts, but we ended up loving this game because it's so massive. The amount of options that are available in this game are astounding. It does suffer from that sort of random element. You can get destroyed if you roll the wrong number, and it's very random, but it's one of them games that people like to refer to as a sandbox game. It's not a sandbox game because you can't do everything you want, but it's as close to a sandbox as you can get. And it's got an expansion. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's got an expansion. It's got a mini expansion as well that you can chuck extra stuff in. If you like that sort of Ameritrash random stuff, which just sort of, the game makes itself in a sense. No 2 games are ever going to be the same. You can do whatever you want. You can take on the role of a bandit or a gangster, or you can follow a lawful path, or you can, sort of buy and sell stuff and trade around. It reminds me of that computer game from the 80s called Elite, if you remember that. And it's probably about as close to that as you can get. And insofar as the amount of options that are available for this game, it's unsurpassed. It's a fantastic experience, and that is Xia, Legends of a Drift System. So number 31 on this list is a game by Eric M. Lang, and it's Blood Rage, and it's sort of like an extension of some of his earlier ideas, like in Chaos of the Old World, and it takes inspiration from other games like Seven Wonders with the card drafting element. But essentially what you're doing is an area control game where you'll be drafting cards, and then you'll be moving pieces around and having fights, and then trying to complete quests. But it's another one of them games that sort of took Kickstarter by storm. It had loads of stretch goals. It's got some wonderful components, some wonderful miniatures, and it's actually a really, really good game. It's dropped down on the list because it's been surpassed by other better games since this release. If you like Eric M. Land games, this is one of his best games of all time, and that is Blood Rage. That's our number 31. So there you go. That's the next 10 games on this list. We're going to be doing number 30 down to 21 in the next instalment, so pay attention to that. And remember, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment down below, and if you got this far, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.